All right, friends, welcome to our weekly connection for Nomad Tribe. I am so excited that you are here with us this week. We have some fun stuff to talk about. We just got back from our annual convention, which is Scentsy Family Reunion, and it was a freaking blast. I know a lot of people came back sick. It's bound to happen. You know, we stay up late, we have all of this energy, and we learn so many things, and our brains and our bodies, hey, cool hair tie court, our brains and our bodies are on overload for several days. And so, you know, it's bound to happen. But I had probably the best family reunion that I've ever had. And I've been to a lot. I was going to try and count them, but you guys don't need to sit through that. It was the best, most soul connecting, cup filling reunion that I have ever experienced. And I'm very hopeful that more of you can join us next year for the incredible time. We will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina, because there's another C city in the other Carolina, and it's very confusing. So anyway, we're going to Charlotte next July. And so if you are wondering about how am I going to afford this, what's it going to be, is it worth my time? We can talk about the how to afford it, and yes to the others. It's worth it, and it's amazing, and it's incredible. So what I would like to do, three of the ladies who are on here right now were with me last week in Salt Lake City, and I'd love it if just one at a time you could pop on, maybe tell us your favorite part, and then an actionable item that you took away from this trip, something that you're going to implement in your business. Courtney, your hand was moving. I take that as you're volunteering first.
I was just moving my videos so I could see everybody.
So that was a yes.
But yeah, I don't mind sharing first. That way I know nobody steals mine.
Oh.
I think the thing I took away from SFR this year was just how much my Scentsy family connection means to me. And it inspired me again to make myself and my team and my group above me to feel the same way that I feel about Scentsy every day, not just for the money, but for the connections, the happiness and joy that Scentsy brings to everybody involved.
So good. I love that. Ugh, warms my heart.
I can share next.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it Warm the Heart Week?
Hey, I'll share next.
Okay, Fallon, go.
It's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so for me, connection and all the culture, yes. So what happened was, anytime I'd walk into another room, I realized how vastly different we all work our business, right? And so I was sitting with that and I was like, so I'm really going to sit down and I'm going to write out an entire plan. But the biggest thing that I want to start my plan with is what culture do I want my team to walk away with when we're doing these things? So for example, if I'm talking about recruiting, how do I want people to feel when they come into our group? Not what I'm doing in my actionable step, but all of that is going to relate back to the culture that I want to set forth. Because everybody is so incredibly different when you're walking through SFR and you're like, wow, that team's completely different and that team's completely different. It was really fun because we actually got together with 2 other SSD groups, and we could see that their culture was so different. And so I'm like, I need to create my mind when I'm making my action plan, when I'm making my actionable steps, to all relate back to how I want people to feel at the end of the day. So that is what my takeaway was. So the biggest actionable step I'm doing is I'm sitting down, writing my culture statement. What do I want my team to feel? How do I want the culture to exude? And then I'm going to be writing, okay, how are we sponsoring? Okay, how are we, using our PRV? How do I want people to feel when they, have Scentsy? So it's all going to be a huge plan. And then I'm not going to deviate from that for 6 months, at least. We're going to do a certain amount of things and nothing extra, because that gets me distractible. So.
Oh my gosh, that resonates so deeply within my soul. I adore that. And it's true, like just seeing how other people, how other groups, how other teams interact and engage and their vibe. It's a really cool opportunity that we have to be able to create the culture and the community that we want for our teams and our groups. So you guys are a very big part of that. So thanks for creating a rad place that we all want to be. Katie, you want to go next? Are you feeling up to it? All right, go ahead.
Okay, I had to figure out how to unmute. Okay, hi. I don't normally come at you from my bed. I'm sorry, this is not like where like rock stars come from, but it is today. Okay, so I would say my biggest takeaway is I was a first timer going. I joined in the height of 2020, so there weren't live events yet. So in my imagination, I just kind of had to create something, right, of what it was going to be. And I will say that no matter what you're thinking in your mind it's going to be so much better than that. And I think that that then unfolds into your Scentsy business, right? It makes you think bigger. It makes your mind just kind of expands in this crazy way while you're there. That all of a sudden, all of these things that you try to do on your own, you try and click all these things and make it work and make it make sense. And sometimes when we struggle to do that, it's because we are not in the right environment, right? And we crave this unity that comes from SFR that blew my mind. I couldn't believe not only the connection that came with our intimate team, but then beyond. The ripple effect is what I think was the most mind-blowing for me. And that then tangibly came into my business plan of why am I not thinking bigger, right? I got caught in this little, okay, SFR is going to be cool. I'm going to make the investment. I want to go. Hey, my business is cool. I want to make the investment. I want to grow. See the like dynamic there. It doesn't work that way until you put yourself in an environment that is going to force you to grow and force you to see things in a different, completely light, a different way. And so, I brought home an extra parting gift, but it's not dulling my excitement about wanting to run. So instead, I feel like I'm running like I feel kind of like I'm in a retirement home. Someone knocks on the door and leaves a meal. I'm by myself, but I'm really excited in here, waiting for a visitor. So, okay, all that to take away is when we get home, we have to do this on our own. And I was shocked that I was thrown into isolation very quickly. I didn't expect to be that on my own. But what I did find is what I took away from SFR and being with my people and being in that kind of crowd, that kind of Scentsy spirit is I realized that, yeah, no matter what, there's no excuse. I'm working from here. I want it so bad and I see it so much bigger than I did before I went that nothing's going to get in my way, not even the Rona. That's all.
There's a big breeze in here. It's like my eyes
Wait a
are,
minute.
it's so weird how that, that happens to my face. Robin, I know you're driving. Did you want to share a takeaway that you had or like a super memorable moment and an action item before we dive into the other part that you volunteered for?
Hello?
There you go. Perfect.
Hello. Okay. Yes, I'm driving. I've done direct sales companies before. And I don't know if you guys know, but this is my third time back with Scentsy. And this is the furthest I've gotten with Scentsy. I've been to a conference with another company and it was nothing like the Scentsy experience. And for those of you that are aware, I had my own drama while I was there. So that was a lot of fun. But that didn't hold me back at all. It was amazing to see everything. I didn't see any of the negative stuff that people were posting. I had a lot of fun. I was there with my girlfriend, and this was a learning experience for both of us. And then we started mixing in with you guys. And the biggest thing that I got, and I said it a lot that weekend, and everybody probably has already heard it from me, but it's don't quit on a bad day. I mean, and that's just it. If things are hard, that's when you have to really dig down and try and figure it out. And that's when you have to ask for the help if you are not getting it. And I'm a hands-on person. So just sitting there and taking the notes doesn't work for me. I have to have somebody not handhold, but I have to have somebody with me, walking me through it. And once I've done it a couple of times, I'm good to go. But I'm that hands-on person, and I learned a lot of things. And when I came home, my mind was just like totally overwhelmed. And then everybody's popping positive and I came up negative. So I'm like celebrating from the rooftops. But it was just, okay, everybody came home negative. I'm positive. Okay, I'm not going to do this now. Nope, don't quit on a bad day. Let's make it through today and see what tomorrow brings. And that's been it for me.
Gosh, that is such a good daily reminder too, because you guys, we're human. We're going to have crappy days. We're going to have bad days where little things are going to add up and it's going to feel like, this is it. Satan's out to get me. And those are the days where we maybe just like take a step back, take a breath, don't give up, but maybe push pause and go read a book, go do something that's going to calm you, center you, and help you get back to the feelings of, okay, this is my life. I'm in control. That was a bad moment. It might've been a bad day. That happens. Next, right? Because sometimes, anyway, we've all experienced that, I'm pretty sure. And if you've ever given up on a bad day and then had regrets on a good day, your next good day, and thinking, crap, why did I let that affect me so badly? You know that it's not worth giving up on those bad days, right? So, okay. Did everybody talk about their favorite parts? Okay, I want to share, I want to share one of my favorite moments because this is like the epitome of Scentsy spirit. So we had just gotten out of coffee line. I think we were going to head into like the final general session. And we were stopped by these two people who were on the same team. And they said, hey, we were wondering if you guys had a minute, if you could, one of our teammates was just diagnosed with cancer and she's battling, and we wanted to send her some special messages for like a pick me up, like a, you've got this. So would you be willing to do a quick, say something quick for her? And of course we said yes. And I think that was one of the most special things, because that doesn't help grow their business. Yeah, we were there for Scentsy, but that doesn't have anything to do with Scentsy. That has to do with the connections they made and the people that they love, that they've met through this business, that they wanted to help support and cheer on. And so that, to me, I got chill. I just shaved my legs today. What a bad choice. But it just shows that our connections and our community it goes beyond these products that we have. Like it goes beyond making the sales and making the promotions. The community we have is so special, and we get to choose how we act, how we engage, and how we uplift others. So that was just really special to me, and it just shows that we are freaking an awesome culture. So with that being said, we have a lot of information, and Robin has she was asking me how to move forward. And I always refer back to this action plan worksheet that's in our workstation, because it's an incredible way to figure out actionable steps for your goals and what your goals even are and what you want to do and how you want to move forward. So I asked her if she would volunteer as tribute, and we could walk through her specific action plan today. And hopefully that will help you guys figure out, okay, A, print this off, and B, how to work through it, the steps that you need to make sure you take, and really get that action item, that action plan down and stick to it. Like Fallon said, you need to stick to it to see those results. Don't stray. Right at the beginning of the year, we talked about an anchor plan with our big collective. We talked about the main plan and writing down all the things that you wanted to do and wanted to accomplish, and not straying, because there's always going to be something new and shiny. There's always going to be consultants doing things that maybe look cool that you want to do. And so what do you do when you see those ideas? What I do, I have a separate list. It's like a parking lot list, right? When I get to it, here's the parking lot. These ideas and items are just going to stay here until I'm ready to maybe go through and pick one out and try it again, because one thing at a time is the key. Don't try and do 5 new things at a time, because it's going to be overwhelming and you're probably going to not do them all, and you're not going to do them well. So when you're starting something new, pick one thing, stick with it for that 60 to 90 days or longer, and then add another thing and stick with that. And you're building and stacking those habits so that you can compound that consistency, which is where you're going to see those results. Your discipline with your consistency compounds. Okay, so Robin, are you ready? Are you in a space where you can do this? Oh, she just turned her camera off.
Yeah. Well, I had to go back and turn on my mic, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So when I came back, I thought about a lot of the things that had transpired and the things that I've had on with my team and, you know, everything else. Okay, that's great. I've sponsored, I guess, 6 people. 2 of them are certified, and then myself. My team, looking back on it, is friends and family. I haven't peered or broached out to unknown people. So I did my little action plan, and this is kind of where I said I need more of a hands-on kind of thing, because I looked at what their ideas were, and yeah, those ideas all still work for me. I'm not shooting for the moon yet, because I have still a lot going on, and I know those too high. Thanks to Ariel saying that to me. I don't want to shoot those goals too high that I fail and I go back to Scentsy a 4th time. And yes, regrets. I will be doing my 10-year walk apparently next year. So to go through it and just be a consultant is pretty depressing now that I look at it. But I'm here. We're going to change this. Okay. So my belief statement is I will promote to superstar with legit teamies. And again, because a lot of my people just signed up for that $25 promotion and they were gonna get their own discounts. Okay, well, yeah, none of them have done anything except the 2 that have gone to certified. Okay, so today I am a star consultant. I have 5 frontline. My PRV is 500 and my TWV and GWV ranges between 15 to 2,000. Yeah. I need to have 3 parties, must have a PRV of 750 and 2 active frontline every month. So I've had my 2 active frontline until June. Now June, I've only had my 1, but I need to have 2. So I need to focus more on those other people that have signed up or get new people. So that was where the legitimate teammates come from. So focus statement, need to work with team on getting orders in and reaching their goals. Yeah, okay. And then the action plan was call teammates once a week, enroll 1 new member a month, work on a teammate a month. Sorry, now I'm doing a roundabout. Hold on. Okay, so I need to work on getting 1 new teammate a month. So still have my 2 active frontline, but work on signing up 1 new person. And then I need to get at least 6 new Scentsy Club members a month. And then follow up is my bottom 3 lines, all capital letters.
Awesome. I think you wrote that out very well. So for those of you who are watching the replay and you maybe don't understand the compensation plan, Robin is a star consultant and her goal is superstar consultant. And so right here is where you're going to be able to see the gap of the numbers she needs now to get paid at title. And then the gap is where she needs to be to promote. And so this action plan is really meant to help you dive into your numbers and get a little bit analytical. I know numbers aren't for everybody, but if you don't have the data that you're looking at, how do you know where you're supposed to go? So also on this action plan, there's a really cool breakdown of an example action plan or example numbers. Robin, I'm sure that when you were doing this, you looked at that as well. Mm-hmm.
Most of mine follows that.
And you know what? That is awesome, because even if you had your goal set as promoting to director, these are still all awesome, tangible numbers to be able to input that help build that consistency. And so my typical advice when somebody is gearing up for working their business bigger and harder and really putting their all into it is a goal of 2,000 PRV every month and 2 new recruits every month. That is the goal, right? If you don't hit that goal, what's going to happen? Nothing. But if you've taken the action steps to move toward that goal, what's going to happen? Your business
You're
is
gonna
going
get
to,
it.
you're going to grow. Like worst case, if you don't hit those two things, you've made the action steps to grow your business anyway. And the steps may look smaller, but they're still going up, right? You may not have that big leap or that big arch or wait, how do you guys see me? Like, is this backwards or forwards? Right? If you're looking at a graph, that's what I'm trying to do. I didn't tell you that. What do I look like, you guys? You know, Vogue. So where you are now versus where you want to be, any step that you take is going to move you forward. And it may look a little like this along the way, right? It may be wavy, it may be crazy, it may have some loop-de-loops, but when you take those consistent actionable items and you move forward and you have these goals, you're making that progress. Hi, Sam. So also with the 2000 PRV and the 2 recruits a month, how do you get to those? So breaking down those two things, I've got a light over here. I'm sorry, it's so bright. So breaking down those two things, how do you get to 2000 PRV a month? You mentioned getting new club subscribers, which is awesome because that's the recurring PRV that you don't have to worry about, right? That's the passive income that you don't have to worry about. So how do you fill that gap? Parties. And so you said you wanted to have 3 parties a month, right? When you have parties with other people, you are expanding your network. And so ideally, what will happen is you'll be able to book parties off of those parties. So that's going to help that return on the PRV in the future as well. So maybe the friend 1 has a party this month and friend of the friend 1 has a party next month that takes care of a party next month. So continuing to have at least 3 parties with other people is going to help expand that network and continue the party system, right? Because we are a party planning company. Party planning, you know what I mean. So another way to fill the gap, you have follow-up. You said you had that in really big, bold letters. Following up with your customers is incredibly important. We know this. They may not want to party, they may not want to join, but they're probably going to want to buy again. So that's a great way for you to accumulate your own host rewards, collect their orders, and then you can use those rewards for other things like thank you mail or wax samples, things like that. So having those 3 parties is incredible, and getting up to 2000 PRV is awesome. What else happens when you have more parties every month? Whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what else happens there? We talked about you meet more people and they might party, but what else happens when you meet new people? They might want to join. They might see this as an opportunity for them to bring in extra income, especially how the economy is going right now. Extra income can impact a lot of people's lives. So getting in front of more people with those parties is going to be a key way to be able to have those conversations and share the potential opportunity with new people, right? So if your goal is 2000 a month and 2 new recruits, and you do that for 6 months, what do you think the results are going to look like? Pretty awesome. You're going to see, you're going to see those results. So I know you have your action plan written down, and you said, I think 750 PRV a month.
I must have 750.
Can I challenge you to make that goal of 2000? Because
Yes,
what happens if
no.
you don't do it? But what happens if you don't do it? Nothing.
Nothing.
But you will at least
Nothing.
have made the steps forward, right? Is it scary to have that big goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what happens when we are pushed outside of our comfort zone?
Well, some of us go deeper into our hole.
No, I'm going to drag you out of that hole. And you guys, I want you to know that when I challenge you for a goal, it's not to intimidate you and make you feel as though you can't do it, or make you feel as though, crap, I'm going to let Ariel down and I can't do this. It's not going to be worth it. You guys, you are not going to let me down, but I want you to make big goals. I want you to make goals that are a little bit scary, right? I want you to do things that are going to push you further than maybe you're willing to push yourself. And I'd love to be able to help keep you accountable. But please know that if you don't hit that goal, we're still here as your safety net. We're still here to cheer you on for what you did do. You are never going to be criticized or ostracized or made to feel badly because you didn't hit a goal that you had. We are going to be here to help you change your timeline or give you ideas, help you brainstorm for maybe how you can hit it differently next month. But you are never going to be made to feel less than because you had a big goal, but you maybe didn't quite make it. So, Robin, does that feel?
I changed it on my paper. So I wrote it down.
Yes. Yes, I love it. I love it. And guess what, guys? What else happens when you personally get 2,000 PRV in a month? I see a lot of arrows, fingers. Well, you get a 5% bonus in your commissions. You get a 5% bonus for selling 2,000 PRV. That's pretty dang cool. So you've just given yourself, if all you do is sell 2,000 PRV, you've given yourself a $600 paycheck. Simply based on your efforts.
Nice.
Yep.
Can I add a random thing to the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say it's something that changed my viewpoint. Sorry, it's windy here. About challenges, learning to get forward. And so I'm a perfectionist. So failing is detrimental to my personality. Like literally it would shut me down. I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I can't do it. Instead, learning that a failure isn't a failure that we think it is. It's actually an opportunity to readdress where we're at. So for me, anytime I fail at a challenge, I'm like, okay, hell yeah, let's address. And I literally will write down, what was the challenge? How far did I not make it? And then it's, what did I try? What worked out of what I tried? What didn't work? What fit me as a person? Because especially when you're making a plan, I follow other people and I'm like, that would not work for me. Like, I just know from the hee-haw, whatever you call it, him-haw. I know from the very beginning that that's not going to work for me. So if you start looking at challenges as failing forward, because if you fail, what do kids do? They fall, they realize their balance was off, they get back up, they try and walk again. That's the same thing we need to address it as. It's not a failure. It's not a continuous cycle of failure. All it is an opportunity to get better, and then a little bit better, and then a little bit better. So changing that just pre-tuning your brain to be like, failing is okay and amazing, and an opportunity for me to get even better than I was is like, it's like a fantastic little tweak that helps with setting challenges.
I absolutely love that. It's kind of like in the military, they call it the after action report, writing down all of the things. Yes. So that's a really good way to put it. So maybe at the end, or maybe like tonight, because it's the end of the month. I was going to say at the end of the month. That's right now, today. Maybe do the after action report. What was your goal? What was the gap? If you missed it, what did you do? And did it work or not? I love that. So that's a good way to be able to assess where you are, be able to move forward. Fallon, so good. Yes. Okay. So now that we've got Robin's challenge and her action report done, I hope you all feel a little bit more confident with being able to print this off and work through it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, but maybe start a thread on our Nomad Tribe group, because other people might have questions as well. So we're here to help you with that. Next thing, I don't know if you saw my poll last night, but I think July 1st, because we talked so much about Q3, it starts tomorrow, July 1st. So I want to do a 90-day Q3 challenge that follows our 5x5, but it's going to be a 5x7. So our 5-item checklist, 7 days a week for 90 days. And again, if you fail, I'm not going to make you like start over. This isn't the 75 hard challenge. For me, it was 72 hard. I failed at day 72. That's not the point. It's okay, right? When you don't do it, give yourself grace, but be intentional. Plan ahead. Make it a point to work your hardest to be able to do the 5x7 for 90 days. It's going to be big. And sometimes you might want to feel like giving up, but is it a bad day? What did Robin say? Robin, say it again.
Don't give up on a bad day.
Don't do it. We're here for you. We're here to remember, we're your safety net. Imagine we're trapeze artists, right? You're swinging along, you're catching the things, you have a bad day, you fall down, we're the net, we bounce you back up. Next day, right back up on that trapeze swinger thing. I know technical terms. So if you're in, I said in the poll that we would probably do a weekly Zoom, but I feel like that might be a little much because we already have our weekly connection here. So I'm thinking like every other Monday evening, we can have a weekly or bi-weekly Zoom to check in with the 90 days, see how it's going, see what progress you're making. And I'm going to give you a list of questions to fill out like today or tomorrow. I'm going to post that soon so that you can have some sort of metric to go back to. So you know where you're starting, so that at the end of the 90 days, you can look back and say, okay, here's where I started. Here was my goal. Here are the amount of days that I did. Ideally, it's 90. But if you don't do all 90, what do? We get back up and we don't stop. We don't quit on ourselves. Then you can see at the very end, going into Q4, what a badass you are. Okay. So I would encourage you to share with all of your teams as well. I will make sure it's all written out so you can see it. I'll have the questions that you can answer, and whether you do it digitally or you like want to print it out and just like check the things off every day, it's going to be so simple. I don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to feel like you have to have the right format, the right print method, because that's where I get hung up on so many things, where I got hung up previously, because I'm not hung up now. I used to think, okay, I need to have the perfect format. I need to have it here so I can see it. And how am I, it's got to look prettier. I'm not going to want to do it. That's a hindrance, right? That's going to make you overthink things, and you're going to get too in the weeds on it, and you're not going to just do it. So my plan is to just get you the things. You can print it out or keep it digital and just check the dang things off. And if you have like a notes section on your phone, you can input a picture into your notes section and just like check it off, or just make a bullet point. You don't even have to use you don't even have to use what I give you. You can just bullet point. Did I do these 5 things today? Awesome. So if you're in, which I hope everybody is, the first Zoom, we'll do it Monday night. I'm going to be, oh no, shoot, that's the 4th of July. Womp, womp. Okay, we'll do it the next Monday, which if you're in Arizona, we have a local meetup. That doesn't go to July. We have a local meetup on July 13th. So maybe what we'll do for like the first 30 minutes of it, those of us who are together and those of us who are able to catch up, because it's going to be an evening thing. I don't think I've mentioned the time yet. We're probably going to do like 7 o'clock, probably just at my house, hang out. If you're on a cruise, don't even worry about it. You don't need to be there. You get a pass. So we'll start on the 13th, and every other Monday, we'll just meet for like 30 minutes or so, just kind of catch up, make sure everyone's doing okay, celebrate, talk about how we failed forward, and go on from there. Does that make sense? Is everybody good with that? Every other Monday? And I feel like because so many people can't come to the lives on Thursdays because we're during the day, I feel like evening time is going to be a better opportunity to maybe include more people. So we good with that? Cool. I'm very excited, you guys. I think that I'm not going to get emotional. I came home from Scentsy Family Reunion and my emotions. I told Donnie, I was like, I'm still up to here. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. I'm just going to cry. Anyway, they're down to here now. I am so proud of all of you. And I just want you to know that you are truly so special, and you make our tribe a place that people want to be. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up on your worst days, on your best days, and coming as you are. Because we're not perfect, and we don't expect you to be either. So thank you for being you. And does anybody else have anything they need to chat about before I cry? Robin, yeah, go ahead, girl. Yeah. Oh, you took your video off again. Okay.
I had to go back to that other thing. Okay, you told me to write my questions down.
Yes.
So one of the questions is, and I talked to you briefly about this at SFR. How do you meet new people without feeling like you're stalking them? I'm not going to the laundry aisle. The second question is from your live yesterday about your Happy Mail, or, you know, anybody who's ordered from you, whatever. Now, I have had people, thank God I made lead, because I've had people order directly from my website, but they don't give an address or a phone or any way to contact them back to thank you for your order and send you Happy Mail or whatever. How do you go about doing that?
Okay, so let's address that second one first. In your order history, it will have all of that information. So even if they have like a UPS access point drop off, there's still like a billing address that is associated. So I always send to that address with their name on it and their phone number. So they have to enter all the same information in: their name, phone number, email, and mailing address. So all of that is in there. So, oh shoot, somebody's here. I have to ignore it. So the first question is something that needs to be repeated again. I'm so sorry.
First question is, how do you go about meeting new people without feeling like you're stalking them in the laundry aisle or candle aisle?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't, that's not me. That's not how I if you want to do that, okay, that's on you. That's, everybody could run their business differently. That's just not something I personally do because I'm very uncomfortable with that. And I would not want to be approached in the laundry aisle with a laundry sample. So a great way to meet new people is having parties and expanding your, that's like an organic way to do it. An organic way to meet new people is through people you already know. And another way to do it is Facebook groups. Find people with things that are interested in they're interested in the same things as you. Like, so you have all of your awesome villain tattoos. Is there like a villain tattoo group that you could be a part of? Is there something local, like in your neighborhood? Do you have a neighborhood group? And oftentimes on days, there's like specific days and groups that you can post certain things like your business, or maybe people randomly will ask for, hey, is anybody a Scentsy consultant? You can comment on those groups. But a really good way to meet new people is to find people with things that you have similar interests in. I love books. I love working out. I love Harry Potter, obviously. So I'm going to follow people who have those same interests. I'm going to engage with them, make organic, natural connections. And along the way, Scentsy will come up and they may or may not buy. They may or may not join. They may or may not cheer you on. But it's not always about that. It's about creating that engagement and that network and supporting each other and like high-fiving, you know what I mean? So it doesn't always come back to Scentsy, but they're going to see how you run your business. They're going to see what kind of person you are. They're going to see the kind of culture you create. And so that will naturally bring people into your orbit.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yep.
Cool. Anybody else have any questions?
Yep. I was going to add too, like if you're not just a virtual person, because I find it hard to meet people virtually. People like me in person. And so if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, go to some freaking meetups. If you are a fan of watching the Stranger Things thing, go to some freaking meetups, because I like meeting people in person. And again, Scentsy isn't what I step into. I step in as my nerd self, or my depending on what it is, because I'm into photography. I step in as my photographer self. I step in as my nerd self. I step in whatever other aspects you have about yourself, dive deep into them. I think sometimes we forget that we have all these hobbies that round out our personality, that make us a whole person. Find what those are and connect with your people, because also we know that your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So the more you have in common with these people, the more likely they're going to be your freaking teamies in the future. So you might as well, you know, become besties with them on another level, in addition to becoming Scentsy friends.
I dig that. I dig that. Yeah. And if you are struggling to meet new people, join those local groups and start a book club, start a game night, start a hiking club. Figure out a way that you can be relevant and start something fun that you're interested in, that you're going to do anyway, and invite people along.
Okay.
I saw a big nod from Fallon. So I don't know if that was for the kids or for us, but I'm taking it for us.
It's for you. I'm also answering them like, calm down. I'm trying to talk.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. So what else do you guys want to discuss today? We've got a little bit more time on our docket. Anybody have anything that they want to work through? Any questions about the stuff coming up? Any questions about July and what an incredible month it's going to be? Oh, let me tell you about how. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, do you guys have any questions? And I was like, no, I'm going to talk. Donette, you go ahead, because I'm going to. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Go ahead.
I'm very interested in what's coming up in July so that I can really prepare. And even I already have people asking about the fall stuff. They're really wanting it. But also I have people already buying Christmas gifts and they're wanting to know if some of the stuff is going to be going on sale. So I am very interested in what's coming up in July.
Awesome. So I don't know if you guys saw, there was a news article posted this morning that there are going to be some warmer bundles on sale, and they're going to come with room sprays and wax bars and room sprays. Hi, I'm Ariel and I'm new here. I was telling my friend this morning, words are hard. I'm like having a hard time connecting my thoughts and my words. So there's bundles available. And if you want more details that I cannot give you, go to your workstation. So that's one thing that's going to be available. All retiring or discontinuing items from the fall catalog or from the spring catalog that are not coming back in the fall catalog, 20% off.
It's okay.
Almost the rest of the whole catalog is 10% off. So bundles of wax are going to be 10% off. So a 6-pack of wax is going to be $27 instead of $30. And that's a great way for people to stock up. But it's also a great opportunity to talk about Scentsy Club for all of the fragrances that are discontinuing, because they did us dirty, you guys. They are not bringing back in the fall catalog. They're not bringing back Squeeze the Day, Jammy Time, Just Breathe, and probably some others I don't really care about. But they're not bringing those back. And those are staples, you know? And so there's a lot of angry people, but this is a great opportunity to talk about Scentsy Club, because they can now get those bars forever in Scentsy Club if they add it by July 31st. So it's an opportunity to talk about Club, an opportunity to talk about the sales. And we have other things launching. Was Hey Hey launching in July or August? I think the Moana collection's coming back in July. Is a nod from Courtney and agreeance. Yep. And the same day that they come back, the Wally collection is coming out. Oh, cute. You got a little thing. Courtney, unmute yourself. Tell us about it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, Wally. That's all I was going to say.
That was all you were going to say?
Yeah, I was just showing the picture of Wally.
I was expecting more. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm very glad to be contributing.
Cool. Okay. Did that answer your question, Donna?
Yes, thank
Perfect.
you.
You are most welcome.
Oh, consultant only things are also going to be available in July.
The tropical.
Our transition kit things with the warmers and stuff that's available in July.
Yes,
Awesome.
I'm aware of that. I'm on top of that.
Perfect. And
reminding me.
You know, and that's a good segue into how to prepare for fall. There is going to be a transition kit available. And this is, I think, the second time that they've offered it. And so it's going to be a kit with all the things that you're going to need for the fall season. I mean, you don't have to get any of it if you don't want. If you solely want to work on internet orders and you don't want to smell the things yourself, you don't need to buy anything. However, there will be a kit available with catalogs and I think brochures and testers and all those things that Courtney was talking about that's already bundled. So you don't have to like go through the store and pick and choose what you need. But if I'm going to recommend something, it's going to be the stickers, because that's something that you can get under your customers' noses with very little hassle. And I shared a printable on the Tribe page a little bit ago. But here, let me show you the front and back. So oopsies, that's upside down. It's all the new fragrances, and there's room for the stickers here for all 10 fragrances. And then here's a little thing that I put together of like, hey, my top picks for the season. And I have pictures of me and the products that we had that we could take pictures of in Salt Lake. And so this is how I'm going to get inexpensively all of the fragrances under my customers' noses. And I'm going to make sure that they know when they order in July, they're going to get this exclusive first sniff, whatever. So it's going to be an incentive to order in July with the sales, with all the other things happening. They're going to get the special mail. And like I said, since I'm going on a road trip tomorrow, I'm going to have so much time on my hands while I'm not driving to put these together. So I'm going to use my time wisely. So I'm prepping today to do that. So that's how I am preparing a little bit for fall. All right, what else you guys got?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is that different from the second incentive that we won?
I think there's stickers that are going to be in the incentive pack as well. I just happened to pick those up at the store, the Scentsy store, where they had all that product in Salt Lake.
Right. But you're talking about there being testers and everything else. What all is coming with that incentive? I thought we were getting testers.
Oh yeah, for sure
10
you are.
bars.
Mhm.
So then technically I don't need to buy any of that because I
Nope.
won that.
Yeah, you earned that, so you don't need to buy anything. So that's a good point. If you earned level brick 2 of the summer incentive, you're set. And only order things extra if you want them or if you need them.
Well, I unfortunately didn't meet it, so I'm going to, and I have planned and set back money for my commissions to purchase this, but I really need to know everything. I guess whatever was in that kit is what I should.
Yeah, and tomorrow they will have all the details out for you tomorrow. So July 1st, they're going to have all the details out for everything transition month, the prices of the kits, the prices of anything else that you might need along the way, all the details for the sales, all of it. And they're going to have one of those planning ahead calendars as well, like they did for this month. So we will be able to plan our month accordingly. I'm very excited about that. That was such a useful tool this month. And I think it's a really great thing going forward that they're providing us so that we can have, plan accordingly for our businesses. So I'm excited.
Now the time zones for that training, like, is that Eastern Standard Time Zone? What time zone?
What training are you talking about?
It's on a Wednesday of this week or Monday of this week. I think it was Wednesday, and Monday or Wednesday. Well, it was earlier in the week, and it was around noonish or 1, somewhere in there. And I'd have to look at the calendar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which training you're talking about, but if it's a Scentsy corporate training,
yes,
they will always say which time zone it's in. They on their post, wherever it is, they'll always say which time zone it is. And they usually have a time zone converter now. So if you're not sure, they have a link for a time zone converter, like they add in our workstation articles, to help make it easier for everybody to adjust their time zone. Sometimes usually it's in mountain time, unless end of month. End of month is always at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. But usually when they do their trainings, because Boise is in mountain time, it will be in mountain time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right. Anybody else? Or are you good? Like, we got 9 minutes to spare. Do we want to call it early? Oh, no, nope. One more thing. Suckers. So with Reunion, with talking about being able to afford it, an incredible opportunity right now is to start saving a little bit from every commissions check. And something fun that we were going to try and figure out is like, okay, every month I need to sell this amount of 6-packs, and that's my Reunion money. So we can kind of figure that out for every month from your commissions. If you need so many 6-packs sold to be able to have that specific amount to save back for commissions or for SFR, Would that help you guys, or do you just want to like YOLO it and know that you have to save every week? Would you guys like some sort of like planning tracker, like, hey, it's commissions time, don't forget to set back some money for SFR?
Yes,
Would
I
that
think that would be a great idea.
that'd be helpful? Awesome. I
Yeah.
did post some graphics. I think it was in the collective that I posted them. But I posted some graphics that are very helpful guides for how much you need to save. So generally, Scentsy Family Reunion, oh, Robin has it printed. Yes, you do. Generally speaking, I would plan around saving $1,000 for reunion, which includes registration and hotel and some meals. And then flight would probably be a little bit more than that. So maybe like plan on saving at least $1,500 between now and next year, and be intentional about saving that money so that you know you'll be able to afford it, you'll be able to get there. Because that was the problem this time. I know airline prices went up because gas prices went up. It was crazy. So a lot of people had a hard time getting to Salt Lake because of travel specifically. So just make sure you put enough cushion in there that you know you're going to be able to afford registration, and as well as food and hotel. And it's a great idea to room with other people so you can save on costs, right? And what we did this time, Courtney is freaking amazing. We ate a lot of the meals in our hotel room. We had a lot of the snacks and things in our hotel room, or we brought them with us. So planning ahead, maybe getting there a day early if you want, or planning enough time so that you can do a little bit of shopping for sandwich supplies, snacks, and things like that. It's going to be a really helpful tool for you to have, is to be able to save money there, because convention center food and restaurant food, those costs add up. When you're paying $10, $15, $20 for a meal for yourself, 3 meals a day, those costs add up. So just make sure you plan accordingly for that. And then also potentially plan for, if you want to join us, another thing that you start thinking about budgeting in, we're hopefully going to do a small retreat in January or February for World Tour, so that we can all have that, smaller connection again and get the training for World Tour, and just have that, just that smaller, more intimate connection. There's like lack of a better word, that same feeling that we had at SFR. We're gonna have that same opportunity to create that in January or February. We don't know the dates or the city until they announce the dates in the city for reunion or World Tour. So anyway, I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot at this point, but anyway, 2 retreats next year. Plan it. Cool. That really was it this time. With 4.5 minutes to spare, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. And Robin, do you have something else? I thought your hand, but you're just, oh, okay. I didn't know if you were wanting to talk, or you're just
No,
like,
I just need to meet up with Courtney in a minute because my thing didn't work that we worked on while we were there. So I need to get a hold of you.
Perfect. Cool. All right, you guys. Well, thank you. I hope this gave you a good place to start to create your action plan to set up Q3 for a bang. And I can't wait to start tomorrow with our 5x7 for 90. What should we call it? 5x7 by 90? That seems ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think so? Okay. And I'll get you guys the questions too, so you can have a barometer. No, whatever. So you can know where you're going to start. Okay. Fallon, stop it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.